Hopefully everything's good. Audio, video. Everyone's healthy, safe. Just a couple minutes of running late here. We have very high winds, and it's been crazy. I don't know whether to open my window, let the wind in, or suffocate myself. We've also got lots of ambulances for you. Does anybody have the ambulance badge in mode? That's my new favorite. But I think most people have, my regular viewers have the Bondit. The Pondit. 100 bits from Masturbate, thank you. Alright, so the mic is working. I figured out my mic issues this week with the Skype. It's something with Skype, but I don't understand how half the world doesn't have their microphone volume not working because of Skype. It's just me. Anyway, I just don't use the mic with Skype anymore, and the problem stopped. Skype sucks anyway. Everybody's using Zoom or whatever. I guess Skype is a thing in the past. Alright, so guys, we've got game analysis and the All-Star Arena, which is a Blitz arena put up by some of my Hungarian friends. It's pretty powerful, strong, 3+2 Blitz arena, which will be starting at 8 o'clock. So I only have an hour and 20 minutes to do game analysis. So we're going to get to that. Normally I'm doing a full 2.5 hours of game analysis. We're only going to get to Nervous the Arena. I'm not nervous, but I suck at 3+2 because I'm extremely slow and I'm never playing with 2-second increments. It really messes me up. You know, all my streams I'm doing 3-second increments. So the difference of 1 second is just enough to completely mess me up. Where I just either flag or panic or freak out or something. I should really practice. I don't have time to practice. It's just all for fun. Now my mouse isn't working. Alright. I might put a new battery in my mouse just for kicks. For the mouse. Fresh battery. Splurge. Just for the 3+2 arena. I don't want it freezing on me like in the middle of the arena. But we're going to get started with the game analysis. Bornaki, Asturbate, Mr. Slowhands, Mr. Coffee. Those are the first 4. I can pretty much guarantee we'll get through. As many as we can analyze before 8 o'clock when my arena starts. I don't know about this last battery. It's probably not the problem. It's not the battery, but just in case, we'll put a new battery in the mouse. It happened. It's a bad omen when your mouse falls apart under the desk. Fresh battery and everything. Splurging. I'm going to use my 400 bits I got to buy a new battery. Thank you guys for supporting the stream. Consider yourselves to have bought a battery. 400 bits. So, yeah, no, strong arena. Anyway, let's get started. I'm going to just take over and start playing 3+2 at 8 o'clock, but until then. Okay, I've got Warnaki is the first in this week. Where is he? There it is. Hello, O wise master. So guys, we're doing analysis for subscribers. Twitching. No advertisements for other streamers. Without my permission, my express written consent. No, I tried to raid Kamsky the other day, and then I was like shut down by. Before Kamsky could even say thank you, like Chessbra rated him with 500 viewers. That was kind of embarrassing. When you're just like ashamed of yourself. What's up, Ornaki? Alright, you received this message. That's not the right one. Alright, so, O wise master, for the first Thursday of the month, I thought this game played on that suspicious.com site. The variation is awesome. My play, not so much. Let's take a look. Thank you, Thursday. It's a perfect name, Mubat. I wonder who could have programmed Mubat to say that. Thank you, Thursday. Alright, guys. We've got until 8 o'clock, a little more than an hour here. Time is ticking away, and I like to kind of babble on about nothing. Okay, Babylon. So, Dimitreshki versus Warnaki. I'm not going to look at the graph. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know how much God knows me. I know him because he was like a chess legend. But we played once, and I resigned prematurely down a pawn. I talked about it a lot. He probably doesn't know why I resigned. I just wanted to go play poker, and I didn't want to spend 4 hours like getting tortured. So d4, knight f6, c4, d6. Warnaki playing the old Indian, possibly some version of the old Indian. Knight c3. So the problem with knight c3 here by white is that he lets you play e5, I think. Still not a big deal, you know. I guess it inherently, like, it's just a question whether you want to allow black to play e5 or not. It's not bad for white to allow e5. If you play knight f3, you stop e5. Black has other stuff. You know, he could continue to play like in the game. He could play, I like kind of bishop g4. Or just transpose to the King's Indian or Old Indian, whatever you want to play. You don't play e5. I do. I like e5 here, but the problem with e5 is knight f3. You know, there's nothing special after knight f3. King Marcher. I do today's just analysis. Not just analysis. I'm playing in an arena. Alright, so e5, knight f3. That's my favorite variation for white. But instead you played bishop f5. Now this, I remember, Joel Benjamin had a little flirtation with this. Yeah, I remember a game in Bermuda in a Blitz tournament. Now, who was playing? It was Benjamin, Black. I think I saw Joel play this. I know Shirazi used to play this. Yanovsky, huh? So f3, and then on e5, it's e4. And then e takes d4. It's kind of like the main line. Yeah. I don't know who got it first or where it came from. If Shirazi and Joel Benjamin both used to play this, they must have been influenced by somebody in New York City. Wonder who could have influenced them. So anyway, that's kind of the main line. But instead your opponent here plays e3, which is obviously pretty reserved. This is no particular relevance here. He's certainly not doing anything to take advantage of bishop f5. I would think that variation, though, after bishop f5, one of many white can play. Also g3 with the attempted bishop g2, trying to play for e4 again. Similar line here, e5. While he's going for the white squares, you're going to try to get some counterplay on dark squares, I guess. Let's see, bishop g2 takes. Here's a wild variation, just for fun. I've never seen this in my life, but we can sack this down here. Bishop takes b7. D takes c3. Was played by this guy Kishlinsky. Bishop a8. Well, worth taking a look at anyway. I mean, it may not objectively be sound, but it looks kind of fun, honestly. So, white ended up losing. White ended up winning anyway. Yeah, I mean, this is regarded as a pretty dubious opening for black. I never tried bishop f5. So, e3, not critical. e6. I don't know, you know, what you should do. Here, let me turn off my engine. What do you guys think? Yeah, g3 is a popular approach. e3 is not so much played. Jim, what's up? Good to see you. I've got submissions from Warnaki, Asterbait, Mr. Slowhand, Mr. Coffee, and Jim. Then I've got Mr. Move 11 and Blavix. I don't think we're going to get to more than 5. More than 5 games in an hour and 15 minutes. Willage. So, e3. Very quiet move. But e6 is also kind of weird, I think. Are you reacting to a quiet move with a quiet move? I feel like we should take the initiative. He's He's played tentatively, and normally when you play against players who are afraid, like the best thing to do is just like take all they'll give you. You know, this guy's inherent weakness is his timidity. I mean, we should probably like try to exploit that. So notice here that nobody played e6. You know, while it's playable, it feels like you should kind of go for it here with something more aggressive. I don't understand knight e4. That looks like a stupid move. That was played by somebody. g6 is reasonable, but e5 seems like the most kind of thematic. The Stambuliak, who is like the current world junior champion, played e5. I would think e5. Look, this is very important. You cannot fear these endgames. If you play this type of stuff, this is really nothing to worry about. This is favorable for black, probably. You have a strong pawn on e5. It can be protected. White just doesn't have anything here, and he actually gives your bishop squares. So if you have any reservations about playing e5, I would rethink that. You know, do not fear this exchange into the endgame. Jim, what's up? 200 bits, thank you. I mean, e6, yeah, it's playable. You know, it's playable. It's just kind of passive. I'm not crazy about it, but it's okay. And I've played stuff like this, c6, and then you just slowly kind of put all your pawns on the white squares, pretend you're playing a Slav. If you're not careful, you're going to end up in a Slava tempo down here. If you play like c6 and d5, it's going to be like a mainline Slav where you play d5 in 2 moves, though. The other problem is that he's starting to corral your bishop with knight h4. And that's usually a slight advantage to white. That's maybe a case for knight e4 now in this position. Is there a justification? Because I don't want to see knight h4 trapping my bishop on f5. Thank you guys for supporting the stream. We had 7 gift subs for Tuna Chess Coach. And Jim just added to the tally for the week. Mr. Slowhand went over 1,000 for the week with 1,100. Jim was 700. WJ Live with 200 bits. And also Oms on Twitch, Warnaki, HTFP, and Asterbate. Thank you guys. So we're doing 5 games, and then we're going to play in the All-Star Arena. An arena set up by some Hungarian friends of mine. From 8 o'clock. Yeah, I mean, knight e4 maybe. You could also play h6, but it's extremely slow. See, that makes me suspicious of his next move. Like, seriously, bishop d3, okay, it's not a bad move, but if we can, then maybe we should think about knight h4. Because what do you do? You know? Would you rather win your bishop for a knight or for a bishop? This is obviously the attempt to refute black's position. It looks reasonable to me. Computer says bishop e4, giving it that way. Knight e4, knight e4. At least white has to move his knight back. It's funny. You could play c6 threatening like queen a5 check, your favorite square. Now, I don't know what I would think about, like a3 or something. Now you can play a5. Just kidding. I don't know. But this is really, like, lame for white. It's still solid. You can consider bishop g6. Emil the Farmer. I don't think Emil the Farmer plays online. He's too old for that. Emil the Farmer, no. This is more of a young... I'm one of the oldies in this tournament. I'm probably, like, one of the older players. Mostly young guys. It's a youth group. Bishop takes d3. This is internet chess. There's no room for 65-year-olds. No senior citizens allowed, Jim. Bishop takes d3, queen d3, castles, b3. Wow, what a solid guy this is. He's rated 1,000. That's his evil chess site rating. I would imagine he must be horrific tactically if he's rated 1,000 and he plays the solid. It's not a dubious move. It's ridiculous to call it b3 dubious. And then knight c6 wouldn't be my first choice. I'm still thinking about c6 here. Peter likes c5. Actually, yeah, why not d5? Maybe at this point it's time to go back into Queen's Gambit, double queen pawn type position, because his bishop is technically a bad b, and you can have a good bishop, and your position is solid. White's still a tiny bit better. I was thinking like c6 and then d5. Obviously e4 looks a little more thematic for white than b3, but I mean b3 is safe, you know. a5 certainly playable. The only problem I have with this position is your knight on c6 in the way of the c pawn. You know, you're basically putting yourself in a Chigorin-like situation. It's not that bad. a6 is not a bad move. At least you're putting your pawns in the right color. Now white goes on an adventure with knight to g5. And he's still not playing like 1,000, but if he has time to play f4, I feel like that would be a justified maneuver. So perhaps we should think about just kicking him out. He has this though. Knight h3, knight f4 also might be reasonable. It's hard to resist playing h6 though. You know, just kick him back. I'm playing in Arena where my games are going to be 3+2. Quickly paced, I'm not going to be able to commentate too much. I don't do a lot of bullet commentary. It's Blitz, but it's fast, relatively fast Blitz. Knight c6, I don't like. Alright, but it's not that bad. So a6, knight g5, g6. Now I normally advocate putting my pawns on the sort of opposite color of my bishop, and g6 isn't so bad. You can probably play like bishop f8, bishop g7, and transfer your bishop to a fianchetto position with like rook e8 next. Looks okay. h4, yeah, I prefer f4 for white here. You would give him maybe rook lifts. The knight can drop back to f3 without interfering with his f-pawn. h4. Wildly loose move. First strange move for my opponent. Actually, Asterbait just played a game like this that I saw. Very similar to Asterbait. h4. DK guy also, who's not here right now. He likes to play h4 in queen pawn games with his king castle king side. Normal rule, guys, you don't play h4 when you're castle king side. Just so you know. Generally speaking, we don't do that. You know, there have to be like exceptional circumstances. I'm getting a little concerned that we're making a lot of pawn moves. I feel like if you wanted to play h6, you should have just played h6. And if you want to play g6 and weather the storm, then just play g6. But you're playing h6 and g6. It's a little bit a little too weakening your king side, you know. That's a lot of pawn moves. I'm not really happy about this. He has to consider also knight h3. I mean, maybe in a vacuum this would be okay, but in this position with the bishop on b2, yeah, DK guy, I think you're influencing people in this. You're starting to influence people in the stream, and I'm not sure that this is a good thing. No, this was not our hero is not playing white here. Maybe somebody from the evil chess site was following your play though. This looks particularly strange here. But again, if you look at how solidly white played, and he's rated 1,000, he hasn't made any sort of major positional mistakes except for h4. I'm thinking he must be weak tactically. Bishop a3, this piece is unprotected. Still not a bad move. Wow. And that's your good bishop for his bad bishop. At the end of the day, you got your knight off of c6. That's a good thing, but he now has a good outpost here. Who wrote these annotations? Like Stockfish or something? He got a dubious for b3, and a dubious for knight e5, which are like two of the most sensible moves I can see. Whoever's annotating this game is giving dubious marks to pretty sensible moves. Knight e5 is not really a bad move. Knight e7 makes some sense too. I'm not in agreement with the annotator of this game. White is suspiciously solid for his rating, though, which is another reason not to play on that site. But okay, knight takes e5, d takes e5, knight f5, hitting h4. There's like hurricane force winds outside, although it's like completely clear. It's insane here. Hurricane force winds with clear skies. Knight f5, g3, c6. You got a very solid bastion on d5. Good to see that. The only problem is your king side, where you weakened yourself with kind of a little bit too many unnecessary pawn moves. I don't want to play h5 with black. I would rather just maintain the status quo, I think. You could play h5. If anyone suggested h5, both sides could play. He could play h5 here. I mean, black could think about playing h5 after g3. I don't know how I feel about it, you know. The engine has some kind of crazy... Oh, well, we can't do it now because we need to secure our pawn. But let's say, like, next move. Yeah, now you could possibly play h5, but I don't like... maybe you could play h5 here. It wouldn't be, like, necessary, though, unless we have to. It's another pawn move. This is just a blunder. Okay, it looks like he's threatening e4. So why don't you just, like, move your queen? Queen c7. Queen c7, queen f4. Queen b8, perhaps? So that the queen is protected, and you're threatening this pawn? White is still probably better after e4. Pawn e4. Queen e4. His space advantage remains. Yeah, that's not that appealing. If queen f4, you could play f6, I was thinking, with completely reasonable play. But this looks like a serious problem. I don't like white's space advantage here. The engine has some sort of answer. I don't fully understand it. Queen a5 is a neat trick. Wow. So that's the point. If you play queen a5, if he plays e4, you can take and you're either hitting this or you're hitting that, so he can't take with a queen on e4. That's a neat trick. Your favorite square. So queen a5, he has to make some kind of awkward move. Though I do think the queen is a little oddly placed there in this particular position. There should be another way to play. The other way to play, I don't know. Because e4 looks like a serious threat. But you only have yourself to blame for moving too many pawns around your king. You know, if this position is ultimately good for white, that's the problem. I think you should be able to hold, but this is clearly making up serious threats for white. e4, knight e4, queen f6 check. Why would you voluntarily retreat your knight off of a good outpost? We'll retreat it when we have to. I mean, worst case scenario, play like queen e7. You know, here, even here, it's not that bad. White is obviously better. I'm really concerned about this. If he gets in c5 and then d6 square goes completely, you're screwed. So probably something like c5 for you. You're hanging on here. Just about hanging on. Knight e7 voluntary retreat, that was a bad move. And then he checks, which doesn't do anything. So he has lots of good moves here. e4, knight e4 doesn't work. Yeah, knight e4 works because of queen f6 check. That's a neat trick. This works. Yeah, you probably have to admit that white has a large advantage here. So rook d4 was stupid. You played knight f5. You're completely out of the woods. And black's fine. Just thanks to your opponent. Really starting to play like a 1,000 player there. And then he gets worse. You completely equalize, and then he puts his rook on g4 with an open file here. Clearly. Even if his rook doesn't get trapped, he's just like surrendered the center like file whenever you want it. There is the danger of this, though, coming in. Yeah, there's not a lot to do, Coach Ah, right now. I'm actually a little bit reticent to play d takes c because we're going to give up that square. But white put his rook in a ridiculous position. There's absolutely no reason to do that. At the end of the day, we're a little concerned about the weak squares. Yes. Is this enough? He can play f3 or king g2. And he just missed it. I think even here he still might be okay. You don't have anything that clear. It's hard to get him out of there. King g2. His rook is basically like entombed on g5. Hold on a second, guys. I'll be right back. Gotta close the window. Alright, so confusing game this was. So what happened finally? He blundered the exchange and it's over. This is just over. Sort of a stupid mistake though. I mean, just totally random. If he plays king g2, I'm not even sure how we go about this. Can you play on the queen side here? Maybe something like b6 and try to play a5, a4. I wouldn't even be sure I was better, honestly. f6 is not happening. The engine thinks that black is better, but yeah, I guess you just have to pull your knight off again and try to filtrate down the d file. And just be careful that white doesn't play c5 and stick a knight on d6 like forever, because then you're going to be out of business. But he just makes a ridiculous blunder. Okay, it's still complicated, but you should be winning. I mean, you could mess this up. Even rook a2 feels a little bit risky, because I don't really want to give him the open file. I would prefer to play rook d8 first. You're setting up mates, and you're not going to give him any counterplay. So I think I like rook d8 for you here better. And you also kill the g4, because he could checkmate you with g4, hg, king g, rook h1, rook h7 mate, or something weird like that, or get some kind of perpetual. So I think this rook d8 looks a little more appealing. It probably doesn't matter anymore, though. He tries with g4. It's just too slow. Play rook h8, maybe? You're going to let him play rook h1 now. Yikes. So you still have rook h8, luckily. Okay. Anyway, interesting battle. No, it's a good, tricky line to play in the opening, or not. I got to hurry up, guys, because we got an hour left. Less than an hour till my arena starts. So, Astrobate, Mr. Slow, Mr. Coffee. Yeah, either way, rook d8 first was still crushing. Agreed. Good to see you, Coach Ah. But be careful about making too many pawn moves about your king. I particularly thought it was strange to play h6 or g6, but not both, you know? That's the thing. All right, Asterbate, where are you? Asterbate here. Okay, so Asterbate, I get to choose one of these games. Either this first one, it's e4, e5, one of those McConnell variations, or number 2. What's number 2? Another one. How is there a knight on f5? Okay, let's take a look at this. How many moves is this game? 11 moves. Let's see the first one. Let's go with the first one. It's a little more interesting. All right. So Astrobate's white, e4, e5, knight f3, d6. Everyone seems to play. I never saw someone who played so many games against the Philidor, Astrobate. Are you like paying people to play the Philidor? The Philidor is not even that popular. I guess with beginners who don't know theory, though, it's one of the only two obvious ways to defend your central pawn. They're not actually playing the Philidor. They're just protecting their e5 pawn. That's what's happening here. It's one thing to protect your e5 pawn and know what you're doing, you know. It's another thing to play d6 because you just don't know openings, and you're like, wait a minute, he's threatening knight takes e5. I'm going to protect it with d6. Alright, I guess. Welcome. Thanks for being a subscriber. Warnaki, thanks for 200 bits. Nothing wrong with the Philidor, but I'm just saying 99% of your opponents under 1600 don't know they're even playing an opening. They're just defending their e5 pawn. Let's see. By the way, Jim, if there was a Philidor, how did it go? Was it like an exchange Philidor with e takes d4? I only looked at one of the Nakamura Dubov games, the first one, where like Dubov played horribly and got crushed with white. To lose with white against Hikaru's Queen's Gambit Declined is a bad way to start that match. And he came back to win, which is impressive, but it did not start off on a good note. He like lost a heavy piece end game just down a pawn. That's the only one that I saw. Yeah, and this piano is the connoisseur. Okay, so d6, bishop c4, h6. And we've had this lesson a lot. There's no time for that. I think that Astrobate messes people up by playing bishop c4. They're used to seeing d4 on move 3. They're not as well prepared for this. And now queen f6. Now I'm starting to suspect that black might actually know what he's doing here. But h6 and queen f6. So he's sidestepping getting his queen trapped or some line with bishop g5. That's interesting. And if knight c3, you just play c6. There's no obvious way to refute this. It's kind of disturbing. I mean, then black could end up playing like an exchange Roy Lopez where he does like c6, knight e7, knight g6. How the heck do you punish this? You gotta root for Dubov. I don't know, not if you're one of the 30,000 Nakamura fans, probably. They're kind of numerous these days. You're obviously not like a New York Yankees fan. Alright, d4, queen f6. c3. Coach roots for the underdog. I feel you. I feel that. You know, that's definitely more me too. What's up, guys? We're gonna be we're here for 50 minutes. So bishop e6, and then I'm gonna stream a 3+2 arena. This defeats the purpose of the whole setup by black. I thought now. Probably we try to play like knight e7, knight g6, and plant a knight on f4. Among other things. I don't like trading off our white scarred bishop with black. You know, it doesn't really make sense. I admit c4 is strong, but Astrobate's move is kind of quiet. I mean, is that the best we've got? Who are the Mets, anyway? I like Bartolo Colon. He's not in anything anymore. He was the only reason I had any sympathy for the Mets. And he's long gone. C3. But what should White do? How the heck do we refute this? You see what I'm saying? It's like castles, knight e7. It's almost like a Simon Williams-esque. It's not that bad for black. Maybe I'll try this. No refutation. The basic premise would be that you play c6, and then how does White break through against this thing? I mean, it is similar to the whatever Black Lion or whatever it's called, the lion's jaw. You just play knight d7 and like g5 and knight g6, and you can't seem to do anything against it. Black is impervious. Wonder if White should even castle. Alright, I think when it's windy there's more ambulances, but I'm not really sure how that works. Alright, so d4, queen f6. Not easy to refute this. c3, and then bishop e6, which is, I think, kind of lame. For many reasons, bishop e6 is lame. Even like bishop d3 looks like a good move. Hey, let's just not exchange pieces and leave that exposed to possible d5 or something. But what to do? No, seriously, maybe just like knight on bd2. Develop a piece. It doesn't look like much, but White is head in development, and as I talk about many times in the Philidor, particularly, as well as many e4, e5 openings, this is Black's good bishop, you know? As strong as the bishop is in the Joko, or whatever you want to call this, as strong as this is, it's technically like White's bad bishop, you know? Because the central pawn is fixed on a white square. I would never trade like my white square bishop for the white square bishop in a King's Indian if I were Black. You know, why do I want to do it here? I don't think this is really a great exchange for Black. Alright, so you exchange pawns. Maybe there's something concrete we can do. I generally don't like this exchange, Acerbate, because we help his bishop activate on the dark square diagonal. So you don't want to do this unless you have a good reason. So I have a challenge. I'm not taking challenges, guys. I do need practice for my 3+2 arena, but we don't have time. Just going to go in blindly. So bishop e6, queen b3. He played queen a4 check. Just c6 or knight d7. Queen a4 check isn't great. And now you're actually facing the threat of b5. You actually have to move again. I mean, maybe you should just play queen b3 right away, directly, actually threatening b7. And he'll probably just exchange, and White is slightly better. Because he's traded off your bad bishop. His bishop is still kind of restricted. I like White. I don't like the exchange on e5, but you did it, and there we are, you know. So this kind of wasted some time. Wow. Automatic recapture. An automatic recapture on b7. Nice. Because so often we would just believe the other guy, you know. But and Acerbate tends to play really fast, so he didn't just routinely take back. Nice job. So what did Black do wrong? Is knight d7 actually better than c6? Because it physically develops a piece. It's still hard to believe that c6 is bad. But it does leave in an odd situation, you know? It actually, there was no physical way to protect c8 without, you know, obviously like bishop c8 or queen e7, some sort of ridiculously backward move. It's still Black's best move, probably. Check this out. Knight takes e5. Alright, anyway, good job. You weren't afraid of ghosts. Ghostbusters. Interesting intermezzo. Knight on bd2. If bishop a6, we take the rook, and then we can block with c4 to make it possible to castle. But instead he played this. Queen a8. We don't see Acerbi grabbing material very often. The problem is getting out. Queen a7. Your king is trapped. So you're going to come back with queen e3. And then you can kick him out with c4. All that you need to do is get coordinated and get castled. And then c4. This is a bad move, obviously. Giving you a tempo. Black should play bishop a6. But it wouldn't really matter much, right? If he plays bishop a6, you just play c4 anyway. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have much compensation. Castles, castles, bishop c5, move the queen again. A little bit of compensation, though. You know, you have to watch out that he doesn't come in with some serious threats there. So you have to be a bit careful here, like this position. Plus 3.7 for white. How much are you up? 2 pawns and the exchange. That's kind of a lot of material. Still, all of his pieces aiming at you, things could go wrong. He played like Patrick Swayze, yeah. No ghosts. But anyway, let's see what happened. So, the game ended up going for quite a while. Black sacks a piece for nothing, and you didn't take it. This is a little too generous. You got to take that. That's a free piece. Too generous. Rook d1. You got into a self-pin. Okay, a3. And then b4, and you're out of it, and you're winning. And there's no questions anymore. Game over. It's game over. This move preparing. Knight f1. Obviously, c5's good. You're just totally winning. Nice. Crushing him. Crushing him. Zoning in on e5. Acerbi is getting stronger positionally. This is a great move. g3. Don't want to let him establish the knight in f4. Excellent. And there's no way he can exploit the white squares around your king. Yeah, this is a good job. Good job. Good positional display. Good to see you winning some serious material there and combining positional play and tactics. Well done. And then this is simple exchange up. Here you should go for rook d8. Trading. I mean, there's always a chance of an accident on the white squares with that white square bishop on a6, but just trade the rooks with rook d8, I think. You left your back rank a little scary. Now you did the right thing, though. It doesn't matter. You're winning. And a cube, mate. Good job. Okay, Acerbi, thank you. Okay, guys, time for a couple more games. I've got 40 minutes, and I'm going to start a 3+2 arena. I'm playing in a 3+2 arena hosted by some of my Hungarian friends, mostly masters. So you get to see me get my butt kicked by some other good players, presumably. I suck at 2-second increment. Never play 3+2, so I'm getting out the excuses before I embarrass myself playing 3+2. Mr. Slow. Honestly, I would prefer to just play 5-0. If I have a choice between 3+2 and 5+0, I'll choose 5+0. I don't know how to play with 2-second increment. I'm used to playing with a 3-second increment, and it's like the 1 second is going to just mess me up. I'm okay with increments, but it's so small that like I'll flag if I just sort of hesitate for a millisecond. When you play so many games with a 3-second increment, it's bound to have an effect. It's like ingrained in my brain playing with 3 seconds too much. Okay, who's up next? Mr. Slow. Acerbi, thank you for the donation, 100 bits. You know, it was nice to see Astrobate being a little bit materialistic there. Of course, he could have won another piece on b5. He sort of forgot about it, but generally he's not materialistic enough. Okay, Mr. Slowhand, very supportive player of my stream. Game for Thursday. 3+1 is tougher, yeah. I never play with 1 or 2 second increments. I think 3-2 is the official FIDE time control, but actually, you know what? Let me go to settings. In my settings, preferences. Maybe I don't have fractions of seconds turned on. I don't normally think about it, but maybe I should. Chess clock. Tenths of seconds. I think we should just turn on the tenths of seconds. I'm not used to it, but if we're going to be playing with 2 second increments, I might want to turn on, tenths of seconds. We'll see if that, I hope that doesn't freak me out or something. All right, so we'll try it that way. Mr. Slowhand against DK guy. Uh-oh. All right, so E4, Caro-Kann from DK guy, C4. This is cool. I play this for both sides. I wonder if there's any reason to play C takes D. Is it a mistake to play C takes D? But seriously, what if DK guy plays knight F6 now? You know, Blobix, that thought occurred to me. But I've never played a single bullet game on lichess, and I don't intend to start now. It's a matter of principle. But the idea of playing O2, exactly, you're a genius, much like myself. Maybe we just rubbed off on each other. I don't know. But yeah, that would be, like, seriously a good way to train for it. I know that you were the one who suggested that I play O4, right? But seriously, what's wrong with knight F6? What is this? Is this not good for black? It was played by my friend Alexei Dreyev, who I have the utmost respect for. Caro-Kann connoisseur. I'm proud to say I once beat him in a Blitz game. D takes C. Actually checkmated him. D takes C6, knight takes C6. I think this is worth a real consideration, man. Regardless of the score. Does white really have enough here? Knight C3, E5. What is this? So bishop C4. It's like a weird Sicilian. I think it's interesting at the very least. It would certainly be playable, and black's score should be better than it is. It's basically like a Smith-Morra of sorts. I would give it a little bit of analysis, but it's funny that, like, not too many people play this move order. Like, look at the difference. Like, most people play ED, but Mr. Slow plays CD, but there's no real independent value of one or the other, you know? The computer doesn't care. It's like it doesn't matter. You're capturing toward the center. The important move is the next move. Well, you obviously gave up the chance of playing the Panov. You know, that's the main thing. You forfeited your chance to play the Panov. So it's another variation now with E takes. But TK Guy goes to old school. with queen takes d5, and I've maybe mentioned this once on the stream, but it's a very principled thing. Like, if this position is okay for black, you know, we go back, d4, maybe e6 is technically the most accurate move here. Maybe Jim, we can get Jim to investigate this. Jim would probably like this. Maybe I mentioned it when I analyzed Jim's game in the Panov last time. Knight f6. One time I thought to myself, okay, if this is okay for black, then, you know, why not just play queen takes d5 in the Caro-Kann? It's just a normal Queen's Gambit accepted / maybe Nimzo / Panov. But most players play knight f6. Because once I had a game with Michael Rode in Blitz tournament, I remember it was like bishop e5 check. I played bishop d7, and Mike played bishop c4, and I played b5. And this is fun, you know. I also played the knight f6 Scandinavian. I remember this Blitz tournament in Washington, D.C. It was like 1992. Greg Shahade was like a little kid. I think he played in the Blitz tournament. I think I played Michael Rode and like Greg Shahade when he was like 12 years old or something. He was like 15, I don't know. And because that's probably the only game I ever had with a good player in this variation with black. Not a lot of people play it. But I mean, that's the way that most, like Swayton's book on the Caro-Kann that I learned from recommended playing this way with black. DK Guy is actually in the minority in playing queen takes d5. But I respect it, it's okay, you know. No, the other line is queen a4, correct. Rode played bishop b5 check against me, but I think queen a4 is the main move. And then, like, I don't remember either. But you play it kind of like a g6 Panov. You know, you basically play with queen b3, I guess. Let's see, knight c3, g6. It can transpose to a Panov, maybe, a g6 Panov type position. It's not easy to play for either side, frankly. And I always found it very confusing. I had it in a training game against like Fritz 7, probably 20, 21 years ago, around 1999. Why do I remember that? Knight c3, queen d8, d4, knight f6, and then normally knight f3. I don't think there's anything wrong with this move. Bishop c4, e6. Well, I mean, the problem with bishop c4 actually is that ultimately, don't you want it on d3? Or do you want it on c4? So yeah, you are leaving the main line here. It would be normally like knight f3, e6, and probably bishop d3. Anyway, how much time do I have till the tournament starts? 30 minutes. All right, e6, bishop d3, that's the main line. Instead, we played with bishop on c4. This is likely going to transpose to a Queen's Gambit accepted because your bishop's on c4. It was like you put your bishop on d3, black took on c4, and you recaptured on c4. e6, knight f3. By the way, I would like to play g6 if I could play it, but there seems to be a problem with queen b3. You know, at the end of the day, you can break it down with d5, it looks like. But you might want to double check it with the engine. You know, I've seen stranger things hold up. It would be nice to play g6. Anyway, bishop e7. Obviously, black can also play bishop b4. I don't see a problem with that. Here. Yeah, I mean, I never know what the best move is for white here. This is a very standard position. Don't be so dogmatic. Warnaki got away with e6, g6, and h6, DK Guy. Don't worry. Even h4 can't bring it down. Even your h4. So I don't know. We're close to Jim's games with Zhigalko now. Jim would play knight c6 followed by queen c7. Obviously, there's other plans, though. b6, a6, knight c6. That's about it. You get the occasional queen c7. You really want to be funky. Miles had a weird line he used to play in the Queen's Gambit Accepted with a very early queen c7. But that's kind of weird. Again, something for Jim to analyze. Okay, a6, bishop e3. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do here. d3 is also good. What does the computer think? Like, the computer's like d5, but I mean, that's kind of lame. Not played in one game. Why is d5 so appealing? Alright, we're going to get to a normal position here in a minute. I guess the number one thing about bishop b3 is that you keep control of d5, so you enable yourself to play d5. I mean, there are some vicious lines with like bishop g5. If we could get in d5, we could do like an exchange sack on e7. We sack a pawn, then sack the exchange, and then... In other words, I guess in some kind of position like this, you might be able to get in d5. And then if ed5, we have some vicious tactics. I guess this doesn't work, though. This doesn't work because of knight e7, but I've seen it happen in some positions. For example, so bishop g5 feels a little more kind of natural. You can also play d5. That's where, like, white has at least a draw, like getting rid of his isolated pawn. Queen e2 is kind of weird. How bad can it be, though? Holy woly. Bishop e7. I never really played this guy, but I played in tournaments where he played. Alex Wohl. He was a good friend of Tony Miles. Bishop e7, bishop g5. And we've transposed to some sort of theory. Knight c6, rook d1. Alf Anderson versus Karpov. It wasn't a draw. Knight b4. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's a kind of natural mistake. I left the engine on so I can see it, but Karpov allowed this. I mean, obviously you're pinned to the bishop on e7, but there's going to be something with bishop e6. Doesn't seem to work. What's the problem here? Yeah, you're screwed. Okay, so bishop g5, knight b4, queen e7, knight d5. They literally played the exact game from 1995. Anderson versus Karpov. Okay, so Karpov took on d5 with bishop takes d5, bishop takes d5, and I guess that's it. Bishop takes d5 resigns. Man. So knight b4, a very natural move, just loses by force. That is scary. You have to play like Paco Vallejo with knight a5. Paco, I had games with him in like 1999 online when he was still in IM. And I remember him always playing knight a5 in the Queen's Gambit Accepted. This is undermining white's control of d5 and taking out that bishop on b3. What other options does black have? You know? What other options do we have here? Knight c6 is probably best. Active move, rook d1, forced. You could go here. You know, this kind of position, though, it's very, very unpleasant for black. Bishop takes d5. This happened to me once against Ildar Ibragimov. Something similar to this. You have to take here. Bishop e4, and then we're still threatening d5. I guess white also might have some lines with knight e5. But well played by white in this, knowing this line. There's no defense. It's ridiculous. So here, we're just up a piece. I mean, there's nothing to see. Repeat moves once or twice. Think about it. Oh, poor DK guy. He didn't memorize his Anderson Karpov games lately. I would not play g4. I promise you that. There's no way you can get me to play g4. I'm up a piece here. I am not weakening my king side, you know, even if the end says I'm +4. That's a crazy move, man. There's no way I'm playing g4. Not in a million years. I will not make that move. Ildad? We lost in the poker? I never realized we lost in the poker. When last I saw Ildar, we were both kind of like, I'm trying to remember now. If Ildar and I played in a sit and go together at Foxwoods, it was like back in 2004 or something. I can't remember. Ildar was just starting to play poker. I didn't realize he had actually taken it up full time. Alright, so g5, queen d6. He's a great guy. I like Ildar a lot. Rook c1. One of those people who has kind of a classy aura about him. I don't know. Knight e5, rook d8, queen c7. Trying to avoid falling for any tricks here. But nice game by Mr. Slow. I just don't recommend playing g4 in general when you're up a piece. You know, it seems like an unnecessary risk. Alright, good game. DK guy didn't know what hit him. It was opening prep. Probably one of the only places you can get DK guy. He's sometimes a little bit soft theoretically. Yeah, Ildar is a great guy. Haven't seen him in a long time. I'd like to see him again. So we're back to our last game for today. It looks like most likely Mr. Coffee, because I am starting an arena here in 20 minutes. Not starting an arena myself. I'm playing an arena. Subscriber stream, lichess, yes, another Tory attack like position. Let's see if I can get in Mr. Coffee and Jim with 10-minute analysis. We'll see. Mr. Coffee White is going to play the modern. I don't really like, you know, doing the Tory attack automatically against the modern. I feel like the modern is a good way to mess with people who play this stuff. You got to be careful. But now, I mean, okay, it's half Grunfeld or something. I mean, anytime black hasn't played knight f6 yet, I don't like bishop g5 quite as much. Because obviously you're not threatening bishop takes f6. That's kind of an important part of playing the Tory attack and the Trompowsky. You're just going bishop g5 here with nothing on f6. I mean, there's a reason why there's 35, 45, 50 some, 60, 70-ish games in the opening score, and only 2 of them played bishop g5. Your bishop is prone to getting attacked by the pawns h6 and f6. I'm not sure if I'd like it here. Play more g4. Not on the first move. And not when I'm a piece up, okay? Those are my two conditions. I won't play g4 on move 1, and I won't play it when I'm a piece up for nothing. Other than that, I'll consider it, Mr. Slowhand. Thanks for the donation, 900 bits. Oh, Cormoran beat Nils Grandelius. Not surprising, he's a dangerous player. Bishop g5. It's a weird move to play with no knight on f6, I think. Okay, it's not that bad, though. I mean, if black plays something like h6, where are you going to put your bishop? You going to put it on h4? Or f4? I mean, I feel like g6 is a good way to mess with people who play the closed queen pawn games. The Vietnamese players who were in Budapest, there was a whole base of Vietnamese players years ago, and they're still here, some of them, but I was using it, like a lot of them were playing it the Trompowsky, so I would play d4, g6 against them, because they didn't play e4. Mr. Coffey's that kind of player who doesn't play e4. If you don't play e4, then you can exploit them by playing the modern. You know, if you play the King's Indian, you can play g6 instead of... But one day, like, the Vietnamese people were like, oh, we're not going to take this anymore, you know, so I got crushed when I played Huang Trong one day. They had never played e4 against me, but they decided that that was enough, you know, so I ended up, like, being surprised when she played, like, e4 against me. They had never played e4, their whole team. But that's, you know, there's a time you get pushed far enough and you start fighting back. Mr. Coffey's not used to playing e4, so d5, bishop g5, knight f6. Okay, it's not a bad move, but I'm surprised. You know, black ought to have something better here. Try to exploit the fact the bishop can be attacked. You know, I don't know. Funny that nobody played bishop takes f6. I'm sorry, this position. Yeah, there's some bishop takes f6s. It's nothing special. So you got to transpose to a normal Tory attack now. If bishop d3, we don't do that in the King's Indian, but what about here, Mr. Coffey? Isn't it better to put your bishop on d3 against a d5 type of setup? I mean, I guess you can choose like which you prefer. If this, can you go maniac style and try to kill them with g4? This is what I'm interested in. Playing for mate with like h3 and g4. Possibly even bishop f6 followed by g4. Yeah, that's strong, man. That looks seriously dangerous for black. And then you castle, obviously, you castle queenside. You're going to castle queenside here. The bishop f5 idea against bishop d3 doesn't work until you're castled. So they should just play like b6 or one of these like normal kind of moves, c5. But I think you should seriously, well, it's related to the London, man. It's the same family. It's all the same family of openings. See, the bishop d3 is slightly more popular. Now you have no place to put your queen. Where are you going to put your queen? There's no e2. They are out to get me. Jonathan Spielman. So knight e4 is a weird move. Knight bd7 is even kind of conservative by black. But it's sort of like surprising to see knight d7 followed by knight e4. One move that feels kind of conservative, feeling like then the next move you're playing this really aggressive move with knight e4. Smyslov would play c5. I think it's safe to say, you know, we're going to play c5. Okay. Eprieshi Laszlo Doktor. So his birthday was a little while ago. D takes e4, knight d2. Speaking of the Vietnamese team, Pham wasn't here for very long, back in 99. I never played with him. f5. So Eprieshi Doktor. What does he do here? Laszlo Eprieshi, very solid player, kind of Karpovian style. He was around. He was a real IM. I mean, he definitely was over 2400 for quite a time in his prime. Very solid, correct player. So here Eprieshi Doktor played f3, and Mr. Coffee played c4. Well, I think you have a problem with your bishop getting surrounded by the pawns. But I like the way that Eprieshi Doktor felt the need to destroy the enemy, the board collective on e4 there. I don't really like this in my face. You know, like you're setting up a network on my side of the board. But f3 is obviously not a no-brainer. Like that kind of break is against the head of the pawn chain. Can involve some risk. But for Mr. Coffee, who's a French defense player, yeah, I definitely like. I like what Eprieshi Doktor did here. In Hungary, we call lawyers doctors. So you never know if someone's a medical doctor or a doctor of law when you call them Eprieshi Doktor. But f5, f3. Mr. Coffee doesn't do anything about the imposing sort of phalanx there. h6, bishop h4. I mean, obviously g5, f4 is an issue. It's kind of scary. You know, if g5, bishop g3, f4, we have to give up the base of our pawn chain. Hello. And then like pawn takes pawn, all hell starts to break loose, effectively. You know, who knows what's going on here? It does look like Black's king is evacuated. So I'm not sure this would be the way for Black to go. But it's something that I would be concerned about. Very much so. Let's see what happens. So bishop h4, knight f6. This is different though. I mean, you're losing the e5 control for Black here. And then Mr. Coffee jumped. But that's a funny moment to exchange it. Now he suddenly exchanges on f6. Why suddenly now? Because you actually have bishop g3, bishop e5 in this particular position. It seems like a weird moment to take on f6. I don't really see why this isn't good. You're just playing the London system instead of the Turi attack now. I really like this nice juicy square on e5. I just don't like bishop takes f6. He did it again. He did it again. I like bishop g3 here. Yeah, best move. I'm not going to leave the engine on to prove me wrong, but it said bishop g3 was the best move. Yeah, unprovoked exchange of bishop. 10-yard penalty. Evaluation slightly better for Black. Oh my god. Wow. What I can say for this move is that it might not be that bad. But Mr. Coffee, I said castle queenside when you played g4. You got to admit, though, it's not that bad. He can put his king on h1. Maybe Black should play like e6 here. That would be weird, blocking your own bishop. Phew, g4 is on the borderline of insane, but it may not be that bad. Mr. Coffee has like a Jekyll and Hyde type of style. It's not complete suicide. There's some justification to it. And I like that he's being open-minded and creative. But if I'm going to play g4, I'd like to have played c3 and be castling queenside right now, you know, ideally. Of course, if you sit there and you play like king h1, anybody with any kind of common sense would see what's coming, you know, so I would like to preempt it with a prophylactic move, but if you play king h1, it's a telegraph, and you're just like, you're practically announcing you're going to play g4 or f3. Yeah, there's a case for that's a bad bishop. It might open up. I mean, even this should be considered. Because if I take here, maybe in this type of position, well, I mean, I guess this situation we end up a pawn. You know, this is basically what Mr. Coffee's hoping for. Just going up a pawn. So black has to be careful, I guess, h5. But clearly, bishop takes g4. Black shouldn't take it all. This is logical. I mean, e6, why not? Just batten down the hatches. I don't really see an attack for white here, and that's ultimately why g4 is wrong. We can play king h1, and we can do like rook g1, but that's it, you know. It's not going to happen. You just don't do this with your king on g1 without being able to castle queenside. But the situation may become one, you know, this is a hard move to play because it's like, okay, I'm blocking my own bishop. But I think it would really make a difference. You know, now everything stays together, the structure stays together. Black is just solid, there's no play here. Black has more protection for his king. Black is slightly better. That's a hard move to find though, e6. Instead, he just sort of freaked out. He just freaked out. And he loses the central pawn. And now white is better. He just psychologically like freaked his opponent out with g4. That's all that happened. Mr. Coffee, I'm not going to ever say that you're playing too passively again. Now everything works. It certainly made you look good. I mean, your opponent made you look good. Now, oof, queen c3 check, nice. And I feel like there's something here tactically, but not quite. Bishop, can't play bishop d3. We don't have immediate breakthrough. Guys, I got to go after this game, so we'll save the other games for next week if you'd like. Rook c8, knight c5. And is he going to sack the queen? Oh, no. He's got another tactic for us. Nice. Nice. Good job. 2 pieces for the rook. No compensation. Your knight gets out. And that's all that we need to know. Game over. Under 10-second on increment. Better than 3+2. So good job, man. I don't want to see you lose. You better not lose this. There goes another one. Oh no, that's not going to cut it. Now king f8 is like his only move. He didn't find king f8. So you can play d7. Nice. Oh, now you didn't play king c3? Because you have another idea, I see. Bishop d5. Nice job. All right, Mr. Coffee, good job, man. All right, guys, so we're gonna join my Hungarian All-Stars arena. You guys can just sit back and relax and watch me get slaughtered. So we'll be starting in a few minutes. Thanks everybody for joining us for the game analysis. If you didn't get your game analyzed, you can request to have it pushed up to next week, or you can send me a fresh one for next week. All right, so we're going to play some 3+2 Blitz, which isn't my favorite time control. Let me see. All-Star Arena. Okay, so what do we got here? Gabix, Naj Gabor, Chankobalash, Grandmaster Oliver, Untitled, Blitz player, another untitled Blitz player. I don't know who that is. A couple of people, I don't know who they are. This is Peter Lijak Peter, who's a good IM. Don't know who that is. Me, Kimster. I don't know who is Kimster. So it's an arena 3+2. At least I'm not overrated. What's up, Jim? Trolling a roll? I'll get paired with one of the people closer to me. Probably Kimster. Damn it. Wanted to send a message. We're not going to talk about that. What's up, guys? So we're playing a 3+2 arena. It's the second All-Star arena I didn't play in the first one. GM Mr. Olka is Oliver. Grandmaster Oliver. Very strong player. So we've got one GM. Who else is here? 34 players. So it goes down. Strong women players. Barbikush. Who else is here? Most of the players are Hungarian. Chesbia, another WIM. 34 players. And there's a bunch of title players. Candidate Masters. You know, number 30 is rated 2257. So basically it's like informally everyone is right around 2200 or above. Only like 2 players under 2100 in this arena. So Doho Chess says he's the only non-Hungarian. I'm only half Hungarian. I just live here. I've lived here for a long time, though. I mean, I've been living in Hungary since like 2004, basically. So I'm like an adopted resident. All right, this is going to be tough, though, because I don't play a lot of 3+2, and these guys are all good players. It's not going to be easy. I just got to be willing to go for it, though, because I don't think defensive play is going to work. You know, I don't think like solid endgame grinding with a 2-second increment is. I'm going to have to be aggressive. So it's a 2-hour arena. No, seriously, I was thinking. So I'm streaming. Yeah, thanks, man. Gabor, Noj Gabor is Gabix. So he's a very strong Blitz player, along with these guys. The top 4 are, I know who most of them are, and they're all very strong Blitz players. I don't play any bullet, so all the bullet players have that advantage. So I'm much slower on the I'm much slower on the mouse than most of these guys. So I have to make up for my sloth with my commentary, or with my skill. Kimster 98. I don't know who Kimster is, but whoever it is, it's an FM and they're very fast. So we'll stick with our. I was thinking of like this is gonna freak me out, man. I never have the seconds on. That's gonna mess with me. Between games, I ought to like change it. It's distracting. I should have had it set so that it's set for. This is like one of a couple ways to play. I gotta get rid of that. That's just seriously annoying. F4. Yeah, this time thing is going to drive me crazy. Obviously a really fast player. F4. What happens if I play F4 here? He missed knight d4 there. Who is this player? Does anybody know? You guys look that up? Kimster is a very strange name for a Hungarian. I mean, obviously nobody is named Kim in Hungary, so that's the kind of mystery. But the opening they played, I was expecting something kind of tactical. They're actually like super fast and technical. Damn. It's probably a draw, but it's a really tactical position. Man, this could take like years. I would rather just play with no increment. 5-0 is so much easier to adapt to. I played the opening like an idiot. What's he doing with g6? Putting his king up there? Oh, this I see. Now we have a problem. Gets his rook active. Shit. Maybe I'm losing now. Who is this player? Kimster 98. 214 games. Yeah, I'm almost screwed here. He has this. I guess that's it. I'm just lost. Yeah, just resign. Who the hell is that? Kimster. They have like perfect technique. And it's all Russian names. That I don't think that's a Hungarian player. I mean, who could that be? It's a bad position. I had a good opening. This has got to be a non-Hungarian player. There's no way I should lose this position. But he had knight d4 now, doesn't he? Yeah, he missed that. but insanely fast and awesome technique. It should have been a draw. I let him in with a rook. I could have just made a fortress here with rook d2. There's no way I can lose. This is insanely smart. I mean, bishop e4 stopping rook d2. If I just play rook d2 on a previous move, it's like, it's practically an impenetrable fortress. But that's really, wow. So I should resume the arena. I keep forgetting we're not playing a Swiss now. Play as many games as we can, but that guy is gonna maybe win the tournament if he can play like that. I mean, that's insane, dude. Almost instantaneous moves in an endgame. This has got to be a Hungarian player. It's a normal Hungarian name. The Kimster? I wonder who that is. Maybe... I can't think of who could it be. Who's named Kim that's a chess player? And guys, don't let me forget to turn off those. That was making me nervous. I can't play another game of this. I can't play with the seconds ticking down again. That's gonna make me crazy. That was a big mistake to play that way. Kimster might be Kim Pilgard. It was an FM though. I don't know who could be. Now what's this player? 2300 in bullet. Everybody's good at bullet. Well, I got out techniqued in ops color bishop and rook endgame in last game. This looks kind of standard. Everybody's like ultra fast. We go for the white squares. He hasn't used a second for the whole game again. I don't know who Kimster could be though, an FM. It could be Russian. Who is Alexei Kim? Who's got the name Kim? This time control is definitely not my best. We're at a distinct disadvantage when it's basically like an enhanced bullet game. I need a little more time, but we'll do all right once I adjust to the time control, I think. What are we gonna do? 82, 84. I gotta get used to it. And that stupid ticking down has gotta stop. White is slightly better here, but it's not very exciting. Everybody's fast. Well, I was impressed by the last guy, you know. I mean, he's got good technique. It's not a kid, I would guess. Very experienced player, though. It was an FM. How do I make progress here? We're solid, but how to win? Yeah, time control takes some getting used to. What's he doing? It's hard to attack anything. He let me play a4. So can you look up who Kimster is? Does anybody have a clue? Swear, I thought I just dropped my queen. It's going to be like the last game, except I can't win. Not yet. We have chances to play for a win here. Wow. That was kind of a neat move. That is a neat move. F5 was a great move. He's going to hold because of that. Alright, whatever. It's a draw. That's a good move. Everybody has good endgame technique here. Alright, if he didn't play F5, I think I've got B4 pawn sack. This is crazy fast, though. Everybody's fast. Kimster's 2-0. Let's see if anybody can stop him. Who is Kimster? Oh, it's Don Kanzi Andrash. Really? Wow. I wouldn't think he would be a favorite against me, but he played very, very well. I figured it was someone even higher rated. I didn't turn it off again. The Don Kanzi is a good player. I didn't know if he was some sort of expert in bullet chess. I expected someone higher rated. Last game. So we have opposite color bishops every game. Knight GE2. I don't think I know that move. Wow. Everybody's so fast. Damn, dude. Never even seen this before. Who is this? It's from Belgium? So everybody's here. Alright, I don't know who this guy is. He's playing like a grandmaster, though. Not completely. But he's insanely fast. And the speed is really crazy around here. I can't even concentrate. The guy's playing the whole game like it's a bullet game. He's 2100 in bullet and 2300 blitz. He used 2 seconds of move. Just to 2300. Alright. We gotta get developed somehow. Is my queen trapped? Not yet. I don't like when we get like anonymous players and stuff. I don't know who this is. Queen E6. Never heard of them. But they seem to be insanely strong. I don't want to say anything. He made a slight theoretical mistake, I guess, in the opening. I don't know. Allowing queen h4 check doesn't seem right. He's like wildly aggressive. Reminds me of a tournament game I had against actual Hungarian player. Bishop d2. Whoa. Just an insanely good bullet player, I guess. What do I do? Man, I don't know. can win a pawn. I just can't believe like random people who are 2300 are this dangerous. Pi day. So what am I doing? F file. Tricky. Yeah, I gotta play rook c8. Gets his pawn back. Good move. Okay, so now we've got an endgame scenario. Not that easy to make progress here. But I don't understand how everybody is so freaking fast. Just crazy. I gotta turn off that time. Please don't let me start another game before I turn off the clicking time. The clicking time. I don't like this endgame transposition for white. He's probably lost now. Superb horses. I'm actually gonna lose now because I got flagged. Yeah. So I get flagged by a guy in a winning position. Jesus Christ. Resign. Who is this guy? Ibu-san. I was totally winning. I gotta stop the clock, man. He's an FM. He was totally lost. I gotta turn off the seconds because it's making me crazy. I have more than a minute. Jesus. How can everyone be so fast? Can't believe it. So embarrassing. Just a bullet player. Alright, anyway, good game. Let's go back. That's insane. Just totally winning position. But his technique was unbelievable. He went directly into a lost rook endgame, and then after that, he played it like perfectly. How do you not know to go into a lost rook endgame and then play the remaining position like perfectly after that? That was crazy. his transition to the rooking game was like unbelievable. You know, totally lost. He went right into a lost position. What's that? Why am I playing this? What am I playing here? I don't even play the Botvinnik variation. Now I'm just flustered. It's the speed is really not good for me. I'm amazingly slow, and I panic when I have like a slight time problem. I had a minute left in a winning position with 2-second increments, and I let him con me into playing too fast and losing. Alright, whatever. You tricked me into playing this line I don't play. What am I doing? At least it's a calm position. Disclaimer, I never play 3+2, but I should be able to do it. It's having a stronger effect than I expected. But everybody is like an insanely good bullet player and moves instantaneously. This is a strange move. Wow, how can he do that? Looks like very dubious strategically. He gives me a protected pass pawn. Queen takes d5, e3. How do I recapture? With the queen? I don't know. Yeah, it's not that bad for him. I could even drop a pawn if I'm not careful. But I'm completely flustered and playing horribly. I need to come to my senses here. It's going to take me a while to adjust to the time control. E3, interesting. I'm literally the slowest player in the world. He's 2248. I've really got to calm down and think about like my opponent's level. What's that? Blobix, you bet 500 on my head? On me winning? 500 box? Well, I have the feeling this guy's better than 2248, but whatever. I never played him. But Blitz is different. He doesn't have many games. He probably doesn't play on lichess. You know, he recently created this account. 2200 is pretty low for an FM. He's probably better than that. All-Star Arena. I'm getting hosed. I hosed myself last game. Oh, that was so painful to lose a winning position. Got no tactics either. On my knight. He made a dubious decision, I thought, you know, originally going into this thing. But now he's got some counterplay. Do I have a tactic here? Tactics. Oh, that's evil. Dr. Evil. But not all tactics work. Doesn't even win. Ridiculous. Everybody's so solid, it's just ridiculous. Black might be a tiny bit better here. It's probably a draw. No, that's not happening. Protect a pass pawn. Come on. Ambulance is coming for me. It's definitely in the right place. Sounds like an army of ambulances. I need it here. There must be a major accident. Jeez. Now I forget that it's increment. Can I even win this endgame? Everybody's insanely fast. Jesus Christ. Grind him down like Carlson has been called. Whatever. Can't win a single game. It's sick. That wasn't easy, though. That wasn't easy. I mean, with all my pawns fixed on the wrong color, there was no easy win there, ever. You know, I'm not sure. Getting slaughtered here. So the Kimster guy, I knew that. That's crazy. He's a good player, but he's definitely a big outsider to win a tournament like this. There was something insanely strong about him. I mean, I played him over the board. He's a good player, but he's not the strongest player in this tournament. That would be a huge upset if Kimster wins this. So I'm just out of it, man. I can't play. Suck. Give me some easy pairings. 2 draws and 2 losses. The only game I was really, I wasn't crushed in any games, but my technique is I'm slow. I have 1 point out of 4 like drawn positions. Actually, I was winning the third one. It's crazy. I'm just insanely slow. Wow. This is an eye-opening experience. 3 plus 2. It's basically like bullet. It feels like bullet. All right. But Kimster, if that's who it is, you know, that's a huge surprise. Not to diss him, but... All right. Mr. Slowhand, take care. Thanks for supporting the stream. You get a 2,500 to warm up. Just for getting in shape. Oh, okay. He's forfeiting. This is strange. He's forfeiting his increment. Playing a very bad opening. This is obviously horrible for black. Is somebody gonna tell me who this is? And I am from Germany? That's weird. In this arena? Why would there be like a random I am from Germany? Okay. Yeah, he berserked. Seems better for white. So he can make all of his moves like instantaneously or something? Some kind of magic trick? Thought he had an easy pairing this round. Where did this player like come from? Seriously. It's like, who is that, dude? Who is that player? Why am I getting paired with them? Yeah, I don't like what I see in that game. I mean, that was like, what is that? Seriously. Who was that person? Who is this? Never heard of them. Alright, so back to Arena. There's a lot of randoms in this tournament. I thought it was going to be mostly Hungarian players, but it looks like it's gotten pretty random. Wrong group. Alright, let's see where it is. Where is it? All-Star Arena. So I can't win a game. I could just draw or lose. I could draw or lose, and everyone is like the strongest bullet player in the world. I don't know who Doho is. They claim they're the only non-Hungarian, but that's not true. Like, all of my opponents are not Hungarian. No, I played like half. Alright, half of my opponents are from Hungary. These are random people. Yeah, it looks that way. Another random player. This might be Hungarian. It might not. I thought it was going to be a friendly tournament where we know everybody. Whoa, E4. What is that? That is bizarre. No, it's not. This is normal. I'm hallucinating. I'm sorry? What? What is H5 about? Is that one of the new ideas in chess? H5. Who is this person supposed to be? 2300 in bullet. What is H5 about? Wow. Udvardi Zalan. Just never heard of them. Is my time running? All right. Wow. I mean, he's already created like an insane novelty on move 6. That's an awesome move. I have no idea what's going on here. All I know is I can't win a single game. But it's mainly because I'm insanely slow. The first game against, I gotta give Donkazi credit for playing really nice technique and super fast. But the rest of the games, I'm like ridiculous. None of them played badly though. But who is this guy? I don't know who anybody is. D5. Controversial. I didn't want to give him time to play D5 himself. Wildly aggressive player. Do we have an age on this player? Well, I mean, Danny Gormally and some of my English friends, like they're talking a lot about they're having these tournaments, Blitz tournaments in England, and a lot of people are cheating. Particularly the young kids. That's going to be, an increasing problem. But the more established players, I'm not worried about it. Looks like I'm winning a pawn here. Gotta just trust your instincts. But with younger players, they don't really know the etiquette, and they think that sometimes... there's a lot of scandals with the English chess online, that the younger players are cheating. A lot of people have been kicked out and stuff. I don't know. The younger generation just doesn't respect the chess. Queen A5 check, wow. No. He's speculating. He plays a wildly speculative game. H5 though, I kind of like that. You gotta like H5. I wanted to get my king to safety. Can you tell me where it is? Where is safety? I like H5. I'm gonna recommend that though. He just didn't follow it up right. Queen b4 shows good judgment too. What choice do I have? I have to play this. You're not going to take with a pawn in f6, dude. Don't even start. I managed to lose 30 rating points. He did. Now I've got serious threats to deal with, though. Queen c5, queen b6. There may only be one way to deal with this. I have to take. There's some danger involved. But it's hard for him to get his queen to the h-file. Knight e4. Knight e4. Mowing the lawn. I like his queen on b4. That's an excellent piece. Rook f2. The plan was to play rook f2. He does have some tricks there, though. Now we have to not panic like the other game. Man, it's tough. Rook d2, I guess. I have knight f7. Might actually win a game. I don't know, I could get good at this 3+2 stuff. I am the oldest player in the tournament. Yes, we won a game. Oh my god. Dominating. Just totally dominating now. Oh man, that was like an awesome move, h5 in the opening. Mr. Olka took over. Kimster undefeated. I'm just not even recognizable. This is tough, man. Nobody's weak. I've got no easy games. Wow, we got a donation of 50 bits. Yeah, you guys can feel free. I know I suck, but you can still donate. You can still donate, even though I suck. Come on, 3 plus 2. I'm not even in the top 10. I'm in 19th place. If we can finish in the top half, pity donation. Lev. They're actually from Hungary. Okay. Alright, I'm getting the hang of this now a little bit. Another boring symmetrical English. I know I gotta stop playing this. This is probably a guy I already played this against in a real tournament. I don't know. I had the same exact game today against some Bosnian guy in Blitz. This variation isn't that great for black, but I don't have anything good against the English at the moment, so I play this. I'm tempted to take on c3 in these positions, but I'm laying off it. So I had pretty much the exact same game today. The exact same position after b4. White played... Now that white did not play. When I analyze this position, similar positions, normally that exchange is good, but it's not always good here because I get some pressure on the d file. This kind of makes sense, but I'm not convinced. I can focus on e5. I much prefer 5-0. I don't want to have them tell me how to mitigate my time. I want to have my 5 minutes, not the stupid 2-second increments, which just make me nervous. It's way better. I vote for 5-0. This is not an official FIDE tournament. Old school. And the best part about 5-0 is that people try to really run you out on time, and then they make mistakes trying to do that. So that can be very beneficial. Here, nobody, everybody basically knows that they can't really run you out on time, so they don't even try. It's kind of a weirdly awkward situation. 93. Now the bishop has no squares. But I don't have a particularly great way to exploit that. G5. G5, my favorite move. You guys know I love that. Primitive. My Moksudlu-like style. So what's happening? White's super solid, The same thing with the English guy, the Bosnian guy I played today. It was just ridiculously solid. My opponent in that game. What would Botvinnik do? How do I attack here? There is no way to attack. Guys, who is my opponent? I need information. Information is power. Yeah, this is the guy that I played in the Rapid tournament. I beat him in the same line. But he's done well lately. He's a good player. It was a tough game. Rapid is probably better time control for me. Here, we don't have that much time. Okay, weird move. Weird move. It's the Dutch stonewall, but I don't want to see a knight on e4. You know, please no knights on e4. Going into this, I felt like I had to play probably more aggressively, more maniacally. And maybe that holds. But I just can't play maniacally, no matter how bad I want to. I could have e5 at some moment and just like trap his bishop. I'm trying to creep up on him. I'll be happy if I can finish the tournament with the same rating that I started with. 2473. F4 is starting to look interesting, but I can't break through by force there. Plus my king needs some place to go. Queen a4. You know I want to play king g6. He's focusing on that knight, the knight. Oh no. Now I have to go back to c8 to defend my stupid knight? That doesn't work. This is a problem. How do I defend my stupid knight? You don't. Yeah, I gotta use the increment too. I love my knight on b7. I have a tactic. Doesn't work. Known for my insane tactical prowess. I'll probably draw an obstacle bishop endgame here. I gotta get used to the 2-second increment. It's horrible. a4. Oh, lost on time with my mouse. Oh my god. I wanted to play bishop c3, then I changed my mind because I'm losing 2 pieces for a rook. Yeah, I mean, this is ridiculous. This is perfect for today. Good game. Yeah. I mean, I'm close to winning, but it's not necessarily a win. It's probably a win. Ridiculous. Rook takes d2. Rook d2, rook d2, a5. He doesn't even have a5. It's crazy. Alright, whatever. 2-second increment. I'm good with that. I wanted to play bishop c3 and I just hesitated. One instant too long. The 3-second increment is just deadly. It's not my mouse's fault, it's me. I mean, I'm just so used to playing with a 3-second increment, I can't make the transition to 2 seconds. I thought I had one more second than I did. You know? I wanted to play bishop c3 and it just loses a piece. I mean, it probably even works or something. A new pair of hands, a new brain. At least I haven't really ever been crushed by anyone. I'm just losing on time. The same variation we had before, yuck. I don't want to do that again. Who is this? Oh, the random. Unexplored. entity. Could be Hungarian. Could be an American. I am living in Hungary. Okay. Anyway. Oh, it's Zentai. Wow. Okay. So I know him. We played recently a draw in the Hungarian Team Championship. He's very solid. But I am terribly suffering from the increment of 2 seconds. You just can't play the same time control over and over again for hundreds of games and then adapt. I'm just spoiled with the 3-second increments. It's terrible. I just flagged in a winning position. That's sick. I guess I should think about G5 here and actually turning into Pavel Blatny. It's a little bit much, you know, probably a little bit much right now. Very tempting to play G5. Knight H7, H4. But I think I might be getting tilted. Will I reach the top 10? No way after that game. I should have won. I can't believe, why didn't I just take on D2? I'm just basically winning. He can't play A5. It was actually a really good ops color bishop endgame with rooks. I'm just totally winning. Sad. Okay, it's good. It's good training, you know, to get used to playing with 2-second increment. It's not pretty though. I'm insanely slow. But he doesn't have a title. He's an FM. Pretending to be untitled. He's undercover FM. What's he doing over there? Where's he going? He's attacking my A pawn. It's getting kind of weird. So what are we doing here? He wants the dark squares. Migrating to my king side, not nice. No, this has got to be the right move. Famous last words. D4. Got to play D4. Got to go for it. And he doesn't have E4, so we're good. We're not that good, though. I don't want to give him a huge hole on F4. Even that might not be bad. Probably take this way. Yeah, I don't know. I might not be much better here. Maybe not at all. I was becoming, like, overly optimistic. But no one's anonymous. Like, everybody had to reveal their identities, which is cool. You know, that's a cool idea. I think it's important for the tournament to work. But the problem with the British Blitz tournaments I heard about was that they were cheating even though their identities were openly named, which is kind of frightening. All right, so well, I don't want to get mated on H2, first of all. But Peter's hanging on here. He's only a very slightly bit worse. And maybe not even that, actually. Maybe he's not really worse here. We'll ask Vladimir Kramnik or something, I don't know. Of course, bishop e5. I don't have rook d7. I do have rook d7, but I do have rook d7. No, I don't. Nope. He's a good positional player. I have the open file. So what happens now? We just waited out. Thanks, guys, for watching. For those of my regulars, I never do this. I never like play in arenas and stream it. But it's fun. So, I guess I had c5 before. Guess I should have done that in the first place. That c6 pawn looks kind of juicy. We're gonna get another ops color bishop endgame. I don't know how many I've had so far. It must just be a Hungarian thing. When I play against other Hungarian players, like every game is an ops color bishop draw. Or just ops color bishop endgame. Another one last game, another one this game. No, he takes on d4. That was a surprise. Wow. Didn't think he was going to go that way. Knight versus bishop. Risky. He's got the queen and knight that are dangerous, so... F4 is tempting. How about rook e1? Just plays like queen. Queen somewhere. Not really sure. Queen and knight are a good combination. That much is known. Bishops are generally stronger than knights in this kind of endgame, but he's solid. That's a strong pass pawn. Did I just do that? I just hung my whole game? Jesus Christ. Alright. How did I lose my pawn? He just got there and took it. I forgot to play d7. Are you kidding me? I'm just winning after d7, and I didn't play it. Man, I suck. d7 has to be winning, right? No, it's not a win. It's just a draw. Holy crap. I can't win. I would have thought I was winning here, but it's a draw, according to the engine. Well, that's good. An impressive display of time play. 22nd place now. Well, at least I only got really significantly outplayed once. Damn. Really boring technical games. I don't feel like I have time to be creative in this time control, though. We need to get like a berserk in or something. Was I winning? I don't play this time control. I would prefer to just play 5-0. 5+3 would be a different story. I would probably be in the top, but in 3+2, I just suck. Even 3+3, I would be okay, you know. But the 3+2, I just keep flagging because I'm used to the longer increments. But to give him credit, it was a draw. I thought I was winning, you know. Maybe I had a win somewhere. But I didn't really outplay him. I mean, the position was basically equal. But I just dropped my d6 pawn. Nice job. Why does everybody play the English? Jesus Christ. Every single one of my opponents plays the English. Now a3. We faced this recently. I tried the same thing. Dude, is every single... Oh, this I know him, of course. So, the second opponent I've played recently... Actually, the third opponent I've played recently. We gotta do something to take this out of the... Now that move. Yeah, that's annoying. My bishop needs a retreat square. He's trained by Galiash Miklos, who's a good English player, but it is kind of weird that all of my opponents play the English, the entire group. Actually, I'm playing like knight f3 with white, so this I'm not crazy about. I don't really like this. It might be okay, but I'm actually kind of relieved he took toward the center there. I didn't like the open file here. This might be easier for me to deal with. Maybe not. The queen is misplaced. It's kind of a strange decision by me. So I've got knight takes d5, winning a pawn. If he plays e5, oh, he's got that, so I play knight d7. Okay, this might be a mistake by white, actually, if I'm lucky. I messed this up. This is one of my worst openings so far. That was terrible. Alright, it's probably bad, but it's not that bad. Black is slightly worse. Where's he going after knight b5? Knight c5, that is. We found a good place to put our knight, at least. Queen c2, rook c8. My position isn't as bad as it was. It was bordering on horrific a minute ago. So I have knight b3. Assuming this is a good move. Another ops-colored bishop position. Well, that's a surprise. He's not 2100, by the way. In Blitz, he can't be 2100. He's way too strong for that. He's like close to 2300 FIDE. I don't know. Now I was thinking about this. Actually doing a5, letting him have a pawn here. Stupid idea. This is a stupid idea. It doesn't really matter. I have lots of stupid ideas today. I missed a strong move there. I saw it, but I didn't play it, and I don't know why. What's with the English opening and the ops-colored bishop positions? Holy crap, you have that. This could get kind of messy. The initiative is important in opposite colored bishop positions, of course. I guess it's partly my fault. I know not to play the symmetrical English. It just sucks, but what are you going to do? Likely to be a draw. I mean, I could win a pawn if he's not careful, but it looks fairly easy to hold. Maybe that's a mistake. Take here. He's still holding. Well, what choice do I have? I wasn't always this bad at faster blitz, but what about bishop takes b2? Well, I did win one tournament in this game. One game in this tournament, going for 2. I can't stand this 2-second increment. I played some games here in 2-second increment. Occasionally. I wonder if bishop c3 is better there. Disrupt his coordination. I mean, between his king position and my outside pawn, he should be lost here. He's managed to stop it, though. This lever should be pretty important. How can it happen every single game as an opposite color bishop endgame? That is seriously messed up. Is there no way to make progress here? I'm trying to build up some time. The arena will be over by the time I finish this. Good game, man. I might have been winning there. I don't know. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable tournament. Every Hungarian player is like an off-scholar bishop endgame. Player expert. The pawn sack. We're not winning. We're not even in the top 10. I suck at 2-second increment. Not even the top 20. I'm ranked 26 now. This is sick, man. I can't play that again. We gotta play an alternate defense. Alright. I don't know. What am I doing? We're gonna just play it again. No, DK guy. Everybody is strong here. I don't have time to think of a new defense to the English. Torture Thursday. I suck at 2-second increment. You would do better than me, DK guy. You would definitely do better than me. We're going to follow the same line. I like the position I got in another game. I don't think he did the right thing exchanging on c5. The Bosnian guy just played bishop d2 here, but he didn't get anything. I don't know about this move. But I could run into trouble if bishop c6 happens. Is that something you want to do? He can't do bishop c6 right away. Well, he could, but he didn't, so he won't. Yeah, I don't know. Just the position. Well, I don't like 3-0 better than 3+2, but I don't like 3+2 for sure. For me, I might as well have no increment, because the 2-second increment means nothing. Oh, this is interesting. I like primitive chess. Doesn't look overly sound, though. Fortunately, can't play bishop f5. So what am I doing here? Should we just go back? The rook is awkwardly placed. Better call the riot police. I want it to be a rapid tournament. This feels too close to bullet. I stole the A file. I have a lot of ops color bishop endgames. How are we going to get an ops color bishop endgame here? It's strange that we're not there yet. Magnus. Oof. All right. That's a scary move. An unpleasant tactical surprise. The heck is going on here? He just goes after my b6 pawn with his bishop. How is this guy 2262 on lichess? Seriously. How can you be 2262 on lichess when you're like 2331 in bullet? And 2000 in rapid? What? Dude, you would easily be like... He would easily be like 2500 in blitz. And 2300 in rapid. Okay, what's up? G5. What does that do? I'm just gonna lose on time. Trying to destroy his pawn structure. I mean, come on. Instantaneous bishop there. He's 2262. Yeah. He would be at least 2500 in blitz. That was a good game, though. instantaneous best moves at the end. I walked right into that lost endgame. This is the only player I won against. No, he played really well. I thought I had solved the problem, but he's going to play the same line again with h5. That's so weird. That must be a known idea. Maybe even f3 is interesting here. h5 is cool. Now he acts like he knows what he's doing. Wonder if he's seen this move before. I guess bishop e2 and castles. I didn't know who this is, dude. They used 3 seconds for the first few moves. It's like playing Caruana or something. This is the only player I won against. It's a really good pawn stack. I mean, this is what Aronian did to destroy Caruana in a similar position. This is probably an even better version. White is probably better even though he's down a pawn. But pretty much everybody in this tournament is massively underrated by the lichess standards. I think a lot of them probably didn't start playing on lichess till recently. Like, my last opponent's rating is ridiculous. I know I play like an hourly arena against 2262s who don't even know where they are, you know. My last opponent plays like an IM. The average 2262 on lichess sucks, honestly. Relative to title players. That is. But he's a talent. He's done well in some recent tournaments, that last opponent. So what are we doing here exactly? Trying to make progress? Okay, how about a king, huh? Have a king. DK guy, yeah, I mean, you're way underrated too. I mean, my rating is down now. I'm like 2410. I could easily get up to 2600 by playing in hourly arenas. And I got beaten down like 60 points here. I swear to God, like I could get up to 2600 if you bet me enough money by tomorrow, you know, no problem. If I was really motivated. But I need some serious motivation. This looks like a winning endgame for white. It's going to take some work. But I don't think his time control with 3+2 is good for the endgame grinder style. Can I screw this up? He's pinned forever. He can't avoid it, you know? This is the only guy I can beat. Well, we got 6 points back. Now we're rocking. 26th place. There's some other good players who got beat down next to me, though. Man, I am slow. But the funny part is, like, if it was like real over the board chess, old guys like me would do better. So we got this guy again. He's like insanely fast and a mystery person. Hiding his title. C6 is good to see that. I was getting bored of the standard stuff. I see a lot of other stuff that's really, really tough. Probably will play it like a Catalan. You don't have much here, though, frankly. He might actually know what he's doing here. I could play d5. It's probably not good, though. I should just go back. It's a bullet player. Really, really good bullet player. He's a decent player overall, I mean, but emphasis on speed heavily. Now we have to be careful. Queen e2, knight c5, rook d1. No, then we're screwed. It looks like I'm going to lose a pawn. Oh, maybe it's not that bad. You missed last words. I played the opening stupidly. Like, this random guy is 2,500. He's got 13 games of bullet. I wonder where he plays chess. On chess.com? That's gross. I hope not. Alright, queen e2. a4. That was a total shock. Where did that come from? Where did a4 come from? Wow. I don't know. It seems like he's almost making random moves. Alright. Too much bullet chess, dude. You need to branch out. don't know. What's the point? Do you guys know what the point is? This is likely a draw. But maybe not. Maybe I'm in trouble. Force a trade of queens. I have tricks here, so does he. But he has back rank problems to worry about. This player wasn't even in top of the standings. You're an old follower of mine. Yeah. We've hung out a lot together. Alright, whatever, draw. I like it when I time people out because of something I didn't like what they said, and then they come back with some smart remark as soon as they're unbanned. Like, that's the surest way to get banned instantly. If you want me not to like you, you're doing the right thing. Okay, so we got 20 minutes left. Mr. Olka and Gobik's just dominating. The players who I played over the board in Blitz, you know, both of them are a little stronger than me, but not exaggeratedly so. Another English. Oh my god. Please, no. We gotta play something else. The second time I got this guy. Jacques Peter. I don't know him. I think he's old like me. So what are we gonna do? C5? G3, solid stuff. Boring. What am I gonna do? I've played H5 in these type positions. Let's go for it. I had a game against another Hungarian player where I played H5. He's ready for that. He doesn't buy that. He doesn't play that game. Alright, whatever. I'm not saying this is sound to play with H5, but it's a way of playing. A3. He wants to play B4 on the queen side. Asterby would be proud of this move. It's ridiculous. Camped out. We're camped out on G4. Coffee house at best. He knows exactly what he's doing. I don't want a knight on B5. He doesn't want a knight on G4. We understand each other. Funny hedgehog. Unsound style of play by black, of course. His play is a little more principled. It's okay for if you're like Muksudlu or something to play like this with black, but this is inherently dubious chess. I was hoping our opponent would not like this. strange position. But I don't have any break. I wanted to play g5, but I can't find a way to get it in. So what are we going to do? Just wait. He's fast for an old guy. Like DK guy. I am not fast. Fast and principled. Don't like my bishop on b7 here. He's a minute ahead of me on the clock, and he's like older than me. That's scary. Is my knight trapped yet? He surprised me with b5, locking the position. Yeah, I speak really poorly in Spanish and Russian, and quite poorly in Hungarian. But my Hungarian is better than my Spanish and my Russian. So take your pick. So what's up now? We're just kind of hanging out with no plan. Our opponent has locked the entire board. If I get to a fianchetto, maybe I'll feel more comfortable. Looks like is he trying to play g4 now? Whoa. He's got some sort of plan. No, apparently not. I thought he was trying to get me with g4. This is just perverse, man. You should be banned from chess for playing like this. I'm beginning to think my king was safer on e7 than on g8, g7. He's moving toward the other side. I'm going to go toward the other side. You gotta seriously love locked positions to play chess like this guy. You gotta love it. Truly and deeply enjoy it. He's good. He's a correct player. But I couldn't handle playing this closed games on a regular basis. Our opponent obviously likes it. He's playing it much faster than me. We've traded no pieces. Oh, that's sick. I didn't realize. Not even a pawn. I'm waiting for my deadly combination to come. Bent Larson. Sorry, Bent. I didn't mean to. Didn't mean to channel your name here. It's embarrassing how I play chess, and I'm sorry for saying Bent Larson. I apologize to Bent. We have a kamikaze sort of knight sack now. At least we finally did something. How solid is white? I broke. Yes. Now he just wants to lock the position again. H4, G4. He lives for that. Knight G6. Man. I don't really know what to do. Oh, he's gonna flag me. Wow. He's actually gonna flag me. He didn't really come up with a good move there. Neither did I. What? I think he has a thing for knights. Somebody actually lost on time against me. They have to be my age or something. Unbelievable. You know you got to hang it up when you lose on time against me. That is embarrassing. Someone lost on time against me. Unbelievable. He played better than me, strategically. That was a garbage style game. Of course, like, he's the only player who's older than me, and he's still fast, really faster than me. You know, he was a minute ahead on the clock. Look, I've lost on time a lot. I'm not making fun of him. I'm making fun of myself. You know, it's just, I lost like 4 games on time. I'm one of the oldest players in the tournament. Oh, not again. All right. Knight f3. That's annoying. I tried this last time. He played c4, right? All right, let's just try something kind of weird. It's like an English defense. Sort of. Okay, he has some justification. He could have played g4 there. Where did that troll come from? Does anybody know? I don't understand where the troll came from. We haven't had any bad trolls in a while. It was actually getting kind of peaceful around here. White's okay. I don't like this that much for white, but he's still solid. He's not worse. It's a standard kind of thing. Last time I lost on time against this guy, or no, that's where he beat me in the ending. This is probably our last game today. Here we go again. The same recipe. 65 is not that old. Come on, he can play Blitz. I'm just laughing how somebody actually lost on time against me. I mean, it's embarrassing that it's the first game where anybody lost on time. It's embarrassing for me, you know? I won a nice endgame against an American guy in this kind of opposite bishops a lifetime ago. I'm not going to give him a5 for free. That's his favorite plan. That's their favorite plan. The English opening guys. Here we go again. Our 10th ops colored bishop endgame today. Black's a little bit better here. Remember, Lennox, I had the winning position and I lost on time against him? I'm going to have to think about this one. That's kind of a neat trick. But I like h4. He's used 30 seconds for the game. How is he 2200 in Blitz if he's that fast? Nobody's 2330 in Blitz should be 2200 in Blitz. Unless you're incapable of playing slow chess. Your Blitz rating should probably be higher or at least as high as your bullet rating. And I played him over the board. He's pretty good, so he's just obviously not playing a lot of Blitz. Alright, what's up with bishop c6? It's like he's trying to tempt me into sacking the exchange or something. I could do that and probably equalize. It's basically likely to be a draw. But black is a tiny bit better. Though I'll probably lose on time. I never thought about h3, honestly. But I might have g5. What does he do about g5? Well, that answers that question. I don't really want to trade queens, obviously. So what do I do? Trade freaking queens, of course. Well, at least he can't play rook a1. How is it possible to have this many obstacle bishop end games? It's just ridiculous. No. I'm surprised he didn't play rook a6 there. He's just taking it easy on me now. I'm obviously better here, but he wouldn't let me play f5. Okay. I'm just kidding. We lost 1, 2, 3, 4 games, and we won 5, and we won 3. Is that right? We won 3 and lost 5. Nice tournament. I'm getting challenged by some random guy 3-0. I suck at 3+2. I'm 22nd place. God damn. There's a lot of people though. I don't know who these people are. Who are these people? Of course, it's an arena. We could do like we're offering draws. I'm not gonna berserk, man. We'll just play chess. I didn't berserk once. Last game. We're not gonna get it in under the wire. All right, accelerated dragon? No. Yes. No. What is this? What am I thinking? No, I can't do anything. I have to play e3. Of course. Good fight. Yeah, I suck. I mean, I'm just insanely slow. Self-deprivation. Deprivation. Self-deprecation helps. This is a good position for white, though. You know, I think this is definitely good. Though we're all getting tired. The over 40 crowd. I'm 39. Don't forget I'm 39. But I feel like I'm 40. What are we gonna do? I don't want to play bullet, man. I'm not gonna give in to the dark side. I just have to play blitz better. You know, that's all there is. Don't have to turn to the dark side. We just have to play, you know, more blitz and more faster blitz. But this guy's, you know, one of the only older players. He actually plays like the other guys. He's playing ridiculously fast. Wow. Oh my god. That's crazy. He's allowing b4. Does that work? You can do that. That's crazy. Alright, whatever. I think he's trying to get the game in by the wire. Who knows what's happening here? Oh, this is sick. Yeah, c6. Bishop takes g6. He's on tilt. This pawn is going to help me. But I don't know. It's still not over. Don't take it lightly. I hope I'm winning. I'm not that confident. Really ought to take this. He's on tilt. He's not going to beat me before time runs out. I think that's his goal, though. Anyway, it's not going to count for the arena. We got mauled. I'm back to 24-20 though. He's not berserking, right? It's a dubious move, if there's ever been one. I'm actually going to screw this up, it looks like. I thought I had him, but he's sneaking away. What's the material here? I'm up a pawn. And pawn and the queen for a rook. Yeah, he finally... Knight f5 check, doesn't work. He finally did nothing of the sort. I thought he was messing up, but it's actually okay. I guess I could play bishop d4 there. I didn't blunder something, I hope. He's got 2 minutes left. And he lost on time against me last time. But this isn't a real game. He was just like messing around. To be fair. The last game of the arena. He just gave it to me. He felt sorry for me. Okay. Yes. Only -1. So, interestingly, Gobix wins. Olka is in second place. And then the surprising player of the tournament for me was this guy, Kimster, who played like a monster. Like, he played like a GM. That was my first pairing. You know, it was a technical position, but his speed, it was like unbelievable. So I'm not surprised to see him finish third here. So I managed to, yeah, congratulations to Gabor. Good job, Olka, living up to his Grandmaster status, but a very surprising and worthy performance by Kimster, the unsuspecting FM. And then a lot of players who I don't know, you know, Kobence, Mouse Clicker. These guys are known. They're good players. This guy is a Croatian IM or FM. Good player. These are all strong players, but these untitled players are kind of sketchy for me. And I didn't berserk or anything like that. So we finished what? We finished on 22nd place with 12 points. Not trying to go for points. Anyway, GG's guys. Thanks for playing. Thanks for beating me up on time. I got a lot of 2s. No, I don't have enough 2s. I got a lot of 1s, 2s, and 0s. Anyway, I'm a little rusty at 3+2. I'm playing 3 increment 5-3 all the time, so just too slow. But anyway, it was fun. It was fun. I will see you guys later. Thanks everybody for watching my stream and for joining us for this interesting experiment, which was sort of humbling. But I refuse to start playing bullet chess to try to make myself faster. You know, the only way to go is to just play faster Blitz. Probably. No matter what, he doesn't want to lose time this time. No, he just went crazy because it was the last game Raysak played, like, because of the time ticking out on the tournament. I think he just wanted to do something to try to win before time goes out. So, whatever. Anyway, guys, it was fun. Damaged my rating here, but I'll bring it back to 2600. I will see you later. Thanks everybody for playing, and we'll see you next time. From the Panda and myself, we were tortured in time trouble. Thanks guys for watching. Bye bye. See you tomorrow. Slow Blitz tomorrow. Slow Thursday. Make it really slow, okay? We're gonna change. I might be losing my job to a sloth, so we're a little bit worried. Bye bye. Stay slow.